DeBoer does. And we monitored it in year one. We dissected it under a microscope in year one, how he handles press conferences, how he does this, how he does that, how he's walking here.
Because of Saban.
Yes.
Okay, you knew that was going to happen.
Yes.
And so, like I said, Kirby proved beyond a shadow of a doubt he was Saban's, top protege by doing what he did back to back.
Yes.
And then Alabama beat him in 23 in the SEC championship game. But let's be honest, and I'm going to be. Alabama took advantage of Georgia in that situation because two outstanding guys who I think are going to be, one, a Hall of Fame player in Brock Bowers, and two, probably a 10-year plus pro in Ladd McConkey weren't completely healthy. So Alabama took advantage of that. So it works both ways. You can't sit there and not say it doesn't, because then you're not being genuine. So Alabama took advantage of that. But I think Kirby's done a great job. I think Sark is on that track. We'll see if he can finish it. But, and right now, I will say the one point that I think Ralph Stupo is making is that is Texas better than Alabama right now? Yeah, of course. And Sark beat out Alabama a couple of years ago in the regular season. But look, man, the year before he did not. Bryce Young won that game. It was a close one. I think. I picked Texas to win the SEC, but at the same time, I think Alabama is still very much a factor, and I think they could take Texas out in Atlanta. Wouldn't surprise me. But again, I think Texas has what it takes to win a national championship, but there's no guarantees. It's hard to do. It's harder now because you got to go through an SEC championship game, but you'll still very likely get in the playoff. But then you got to win
2 to 3 games in the playoffs.
More, maybe more.
Yeah.
It depends on, if you make the SEC championship game or not. So, because don't forget, Ohio State did not make the Big Ten championship game. And so they ended up having to win, I believe, 4 games to win it all. So there you go. So it's not easy.
All right, what is easy? Well, knowing when we got to take a break. We got to take one now. 7:48 on a Tuesday morning. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN. The Zone's Pay Some Bills.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. Weekday morning starting at 9 a.m. on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The University of Michigan today will learn its fate as the NCAA is set to announce its long-awaited ruling in the sign-stealing case connected to former football staffer Connor Stalions. Michigan head coach Sharon Moore is expected to be suspended at least 2 games this upcoming season for deleting a thread of 52 messages with Stalions. The university has asked for that suspension to be served during the 3rd and 4th games of the season versus Central Michigan and at Nebraska. The NL East leading Phillies will utilize a 6-man rotation beginning this weekend when right-hander Aaron Nola returns from the injured list. He's been out 3 months with a right ankle sprain. Manager Rob Thompson not sure how long he'll use that 6-man rotation. Phil's starters lead the majors with 687 and a third innings pitched. The MLB leading Brewers tonight seek a 13th consecutive win when they take on the Reds.
$16 teams.
Yes! The Rebels recover it!
It is a touchdown, Alabama.
1 goal.
My goal is a national championship, to win the SEC championship, to win the national championship.
This is the battle for Atlanta.
Touchdown! Touchdown! Dogs are SEC champions!
Now through August 21st. Join us each day as we preview the 2025 SEC football season. Only on your home for SEC football.
Check out the battle for Atlanta each Saturday morning here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk. John Abraham. 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
against Florida State at the beginning of the season. I think one team is definitely better than the other, but I also think that this is going to be the rhetoric game, how the rest of the season could go, similar to versus a Baylor. And before we get into more of the Auburn conversation, Joe, I also wanted to say that Oklahoma is doing something special. I just they're doing something that I don't think anybody's thought about. All right?
Oklahoma's doing something special?
Something special for their fans this year.
What in heaven's name could they be doing that is special?
They have a brand new package, okay, for fans that's going to cost a little extra money, all right, a little extra dough if you want to show up to a game and get that extra experience. It's called the Sooner Magic Moments campaign, and it offers post-game media access, letting fans sit in the press conference with Coach Brett Venables and players.
Do they get to ask questions?
I don't think so.
No.
If you can ask questions, then this is worth it. But I haven't told you the price yet.
What's the price?
So it's going to be different for some games, but the package is out right now for the first 3 home games, and it's ranging from $461 for small games against Illinois State to $692, almost $700 for a game against Michigan.
No, you get to be able to ask questions. You get to be in the press conference, and Mateer is missing that wide open third down pass, and be like, Coach, have we checked his Venmo over the course of the last few hours to see about third down betting? Like, is there anything on that with his? Because now I'm burping and everything, which sounds really good in your mic and your speakers. I apologize. But the other thing is that I was watching, and Brody and I were talking about it. I'm going through the SEC show. Like, I waited till we got closer to the season because I was kind of wanting to, kind of get hyped for it. And I'm on the second episode where DJ Lagway shows out on the game that Graham Mertz was out, and it shows Billy Napier walking into the practice facility, and as he's walking in, there's fans outside. It's like, we want DJ!
It was DJ.
We want DJ! And he's just like looking, smiling, and waving. If I'm paying $700, yes, Coach. John, section 112, seat 4, row C. I'm just curious about the way that you're running your offense right now, and why the heck are you not passing it more? Thank you.
Yeah, you proved the point for me. I feel like there's a little bit of responsibility for these media members. So outside of that, I feel like if you're a fan going to watch your coach, yes, you want to have the ability to raise your hand. You still should have your ability to raise your hand. But if you don't have a little lanyard around you that says media, and it just says fan magical Sooner experience, I think that they're probably just going to say, no, you
no. I want this to be like media day, where you get random guys very far back. Hey, Coach, I was right now with Gators Make My Head Scratch. I just have a question, if you don't mind.
You don't even go here.
I want it to be one of those random websites. Florida Gators have no teeth, like something.com.
Well, you could have been a fan that just snuck in, because I feel like there was some of that going on at SEC Media Days. But I want to extend the question to the listeners. How much would you pay to see your coach? I can understand with a coach that has like the
one-on-one
pedigree. I know. I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
You want to talk about hype games? Just give me a room by ourselves, man.
That's going to be a rage cage right there. But how much money would you pay to see your coach after the game? All right, because I've got to see Nick Saban after a game, not toot my own horn. It was the Tennessee-Alabama game, and I thought that was an awesome experience. But again, it kind of happens and then it's over. But I didn't have to drop $700 for that.
No.
Would you end up throwing down, maybe a band to see one of your favorite coaches just after a game for, I would say, maybe 10 to 20 minutes? That's the question that's thrown out to you. For you, Joe, I know you got a favorite coach within the SEC.
No, I believe it.
How much would you pay to see Hugh Freeze talk and just throw out random nonsense, because that's kind of what he does?
No, see, I wouldn't pay money to go see that. Like, that's the other thing about this. Like, I do not, unless I can be brutally honest, I don't want to be in the same room. Like, unless I can be just absolutely, totally honest with him. Because even yesterday after practice, and I had people sending me the video of Hugh Freeze slamming his visor down, getting mad at Jackson Arnold because he can't read a simple zig route on the outside.
Looked like a coach for a moment.
I mean, it was like because he goes, we should be able to run. We should know what to do it. And I'm going, Coach, I just want to let you know the play that you're getting upset about. I don't know what eventually the other wide receivers are running, but the one guy that only went out 5 yards, he was running a simple zig, and I promise you, he was wide open the moment he made the cut. The problem is, what kind of route is that?
An out route.
It's a timing route.
Oh, yeah, it's a timing route.
And what is Jackson Arnold not good with?
Timing.
Thank you. That's where I'm frustrated. Don't throw your visor down and get mad because the way it looked like, you can't see the whole field. You can't see the way that all the practice is going. But I'm still thinking to myself, why are you getting so mad about it? And in fact, he actually did get asked about this yesterday after practice because he kind of held like a little bitty, I would call it a little press conference kind of around the field.
We were looking forward to one answer.
We were looking forward to one answer. That one we're going to get to in just a bit because that one, it takes a little bit more diving into.
Yeah. With
this one, but here's what Coach Freeze had to say about the getting fired up and the visor and everything that we've kind of seen go viral over the past few hours.
I traded there. I don't know if it was Jackson or what, but you treated Hat. Just how much more comfortable is he week by week?
Did you catch me throwing my visor?
I did, yes.
Yeah. I've got to calm down sometimes with quarterbacks, but when we have, again, it goes back to when we have the right thing called, the expectation, and I think it's a reasonable one, is we execute it. And now if we haven't coached it well enough when we get in there, maybe that's the case. I'll ask the quarterback staff, what did we tell him? Because we got him wide open and we don't throw the touchdown. And that's frustrating as heck. When you it's hard enough to score in this league and in any game really, but man, when you finally have one that's called right, you want to see us execute it. And that was the frustration.
So obviously, based on it, we had the video of Jackson Arnold dropping back. We had the video of Freeze throwing it. You don't have the video of what the routes were that the receivers were running outside of the one. And the way that he was talking about is that there was a deep man open that he was supposed to be throwing to because of the read,
touchdown.
and it didn't happen. So, I mean, I don't know if the guy went a 9 route. Don't know if it was kind of a stop and go. You can't really see that from the video. But I'm really genuinely curious about, once again, at the very beginning, throws his quarterback under the bus. So, if we get the right play call, this should be executed. Like, this isn't on me. I don't know why.
There was a split second where he could have got that ball to the wide receiver on the out route.
Well, and it was the whole idea of it is the way that play is supposed to be ran is you're supposed to be cutting on the inside. And then the very moment that you make that plant that foot, that's when the football is supposed to go out. Now, that's also like the safety route.
Well, it depends. Here's the thing, though. If he's looking at his first wide receiver, his first read, and then he looks at the guy on the out route, I mean, of course, you want to hit him in stride. You want to hit him before he even gets to that cut. You want to be able to read that. That's something that, yes, Jackson Arnold does need improvement on. He's even said it himself earlier this month. But, again, if Coach Hugh Freeze wants him to hit the deep ball, he's waiting for that route to evolve before he can even look at that short route on the outside.
And so with me, what that is telling me is that when Jackson Arnold got into the underneath the center and he's looking around, he got the read that he wanted on, I will say, let's just say it was a stop and go. He got the read that he wanted, and he was having to wait for the stop and then the go part so that he could throw the football. Obviously, in that amount of time, the zig is going to already happen. The player's already going to plant his foot. He's already going to cut out. So that's going to be a timing route. But the same thing is he's probably having to wait to stop and go if that's what it was. And I'm thinking that in that scenario, again, you're also supposed to be able to know your wide receivers to an extent of the moment that he is able to get past his defender, that moment where if it's a swim move or if it's just, if you're basically trying to outrun them, the moment he gets that first stride on him, that's when you let it go. Like you go ahead and pick it up in the air so that he can find the ball and have a pinpoint of where he's supposed to go to pick it up.
You think he would have been more mad if he tossed the ball up there and at least gave his wide receiver a chance and it got intercepted? Or do you think that holding the ball probably was not the best idea with Hugh Freeze right next to him?
No, I think it's that drill alone,
Got sacked by air, by the way.
he probably did get sacked by air, which is not going to happen in 2 weeks because you're going to get sacked by real people. But in that particular instance, he would have been happier if he would have made the throw and if he underthrew him. If he made the right read, because what they're looking for in that particular exercise is they're wanting to make sure of a few things. Obviously, they want you to make the pass where the wide receiver is going to make the catch. The other thing that they're looking for is they're wanting to make sure that when they go back and watch on film, that you recognize the right moment when you were supposed to throw the football, because that's going to be the most important thing is the moment when the separation happens and you know that's my go-to, he's got his man beat. That's what they're looking for in that, because they want to make sure that you can get this ball out even sooner, because you may not have that extra second or two to confirm what you see.
Yeah, and this is also a tough conversation as well, because from our view, we only have one view right now, and it's also a wide receiver thing. Again, you want to obviously put it on your quarterback, but you can't put it all on your quarterback. The wide receivers, of course, have to be able to hit these routes at the same time. You should be throwing it to that wide receiver that is on that streak, that is on that stop and go. At the same time, you're seeing your other wide receiver on the outside hit that 5-yard out. That's kind of exactly how it needs to go with these players. It's not just on your quarterback, coach. This is on everybody involved with the offense. But again, for Hugh Freeze, he cannot be throwing that responsibility onto just one player, even if it is his star transfer player that he expects so much out of.
No, and I think that in these scenarios, this is just practice. And that's why I'm not going to harp on what one player did right or what one player did wrong. One, because you're only getting about a tenth of the story when it comes to the video and what the coverage was and everything else, because it was solely focused on Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold.
This is a molecule of all the practice, by the way, that we're talking
exactly.
about.
Exactly. This is one particular play, because again, the media only gets just a little bit of viewing in this. So with part of this, with that is, I go back to the way the NFL does it, and I love that method, because literally the media gets to watch everything. Like if, it's not just one play. You're going to get, there are media members that literally break down, it was Jackson Arnold today was 7 of 12 with 3 interceptions, and all that. Like, 2 of those were tip balls. Like, it's something like that you'll get the real view of and you'll get to see. But in this one instance, I still want my quarterback, even though now we're 2 weeks away. We've only got a week left of training camp, and now we're going to start going into Baylor prep. You've only got a week of that. I still want him making the mistakes to learn where his limits are. Like, this is something I tell my son all the time whenever we're at practice. I'm like, look, at practice, this is the time where you are supposed to run up and try to slam into the wall while you're making a catch. Just see if you can do it. Because then when the game happens, if you're in that scenario, you know what your body can and can't do. Like, you know your limits when it comes to, if I catch the ground ball, am I going to be able to throw it to first base, or do I need to throw it to second? Like, same thing happens with this. I use that reference because my son only plays baseball right now. And I'm telling you, in practice, you want them making a mistake, but I also want them making a mistake doing the right things. Like, it's even with homework. Last night with homework with him, he was trying to fly through it, and I would look at it, I was like, hey, man, this isn't right. Do it again. He's like, come on, it's taking forever. And I said, no, look, if you slow down, do it right, then it's not going to take as long. And I timed him, and I said, look, you did it right, and it literally only took half the time.
That's a great analogy. You're giving me PTSD, though.
I know.
Think about
No, he just started doing homework, too. Like, this is the first week of him ever having real homework. So now when we come home, he obviously, bro, we got to knock out this homework. Trust me, I want to go play PlayStation 2. Like tonight, when he got out of the car, when I was dropping him off at school today, I was like, hey, man, no homework tonight. We get to play right when I get home. Like, all right? Like, especially since this is my last weekend. Like, this is really my last weekend. Like, this is my last Friday night off.
Mm-hmm.
For Friday night for the next 7 months, we have something. Like, let's be honest.
Not wrong.
Okay, between football, basketball, once we start getting into hockey, baseball, something, like, it is literally every Friday we have something from here on out. And so I'm like, this is last Friday. I'm going to make the most of it. But every other day during the week, I want him doing it right, even if it takes a little bit more time. Same thing goes with this. I want Jackson Arnold to screw up in practice, but I want him to screw up doing the right thing so that when a Baylor defender is coming at him and they call this play in the game, he knows, okay, this is my read. This is what my cornerback is doing. He's playing about 3 yards out. So it looks like he could still be in man, but it most likely is going to be a drop zone coverage. Like, I'm looking at that sort of stuff and trying to, and I recognize that if I make the wrong read, then I make the wrong read.
It's just how it is. Sometimes the longer path is the better path.
Or just do it right. I don't care if you screw up.
Because then you want
just screw up doing it the way that you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm. A lot more Auburn conversation throughout today's show. A lot more Alabama conversation throughout the show. It's totally fine. I'll stomach it as we get on with the conversation because we're talking with Drew DeArmond, talking ball coming up next, and we'll also get into a little bit more of that Michigan conversation. On top of that, we have 3 Alabama players that are in the AP All-American team, and several more SEC players that are involved in that as well. We'll continue the conversation on the other side with Drew DeArmond from Talkin Ball here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, WCZN TV.
This is the Blitz and John Abraham, 256-497-7.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients and the community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings, in Hampton Cove and our latest location, now open in New Market on Winchester Road.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. the perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. A couple of isolated showers, but the vast majority of us are going to stay dry. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s, dropping into the low 70s as we head into the overnight. A fantastic Saturday, a mostly sunny sky. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s. We're going to repeat that as we head into your Sunday.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long.
Swung on, rocketed, left center field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Montanelli at first. He's on his way to second, and he'll pull in. There's the first ever cycle in Trash Pandas history.
Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WZZN.
You can't let everyone step foot in your house, more so in your life.
Are you really knocking at my door?
Hello and welcome back into the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hunk. 2 hours straight of sports talk, goofs and gaffs. And I wanted to go back to that Michigan story. Of course, it's Judgment Day for the Wolverines. The NCAA is going to drop that nice, soft, squishy little hammer. It's going to go squeak, squeak. That's the sound effect. What is it? Okay. Michigan's going to drop the hammer, or LSU's going to drop. Oh,
let me find that.
Golly. The NCAA is going to drop the hammer.
Ain't nobody dropping no hammer.
On Michigan from, of course, the whole sign stealing that happened 2 years ago. And on top of that, Michigan already did drop the hammer on this whole situation by suspending Sharon Moore for. That's the sound. For game 3 and 4 of this upcoming season. But according to Matt Fortuna, Michigan is going to be facing a record-setting fine, okay, according to the penalties from the NCAA. Now, this is all just kind of speculation right now, but if it was set to be a record-setting fine, it would just, I feel like, be over $8 million, which is what Tennessee had to pay whenever they had the 200-plus allegations on all of their signing that was illegal.
And I can guarantee you Drew feels the same way about this while we're talking about it. Yeah. It's like, taking away victories and all this other stuff is absolutely idiotic because it doesn't really do anything. Like, if you really want to hurt a football program, then you take away their television allotment. Like, you take away something like that, where, they're supposed to get a $50 to $70 million check and they don't get it. That's when you're going to really hurt a program.
Yeah, and Drew joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline to talk a little bit about this and so much more within the SEC. But Drew, first things first, man, wanted to get your opinions on the whole NCAA dropping the squeaky hammer down on the Michigan Wolverines.
Well, I mean, this has just been something that they've been after Harbaugh for a while. We talked to Rico Beard on the drive last night. They might give Harbaugh a lifetime show cause. And if they do, it's no surprise, but he's never coming back to Michigan anyway, probably never coming back to college football. So it would be kind of a toothless penalty in a way. And then, like Joe just said, they might make them, vacate the championship, but that doesn't mean anything because everybody knows they won it. And then they talked about a $14 million fine. Now, if they could give that some teeth by taking away part of their rev share, with the way they're doing college sports now, and that would really affect Michigan. And Sharon Moore, he's up to his neck in this because I wanted it verified. There's tons of text messages where he was involved in this whole situation with Connor Stallions, and Rico Beard made a good point. I mean, the reason there was never really a coaching search in this deal is because the Michigan administration knew nobody, of a high level, a high level candidate was going to take this job with all this flying around. And so they promoted Sharon Moore. He's going to go through his suspension and then come back, and then they're going to probably give him some equity here, and we'll see how long he lasts. But again, and of course, he did get off to a nice start last year, ending the season beating Ohio State and Alabama. But, I just think it's going to be very interesting to see how it affects Michigan long term. But I will say it is kind of funny. Harbaugh and that coaching staff, Connor Stallions, they really went all in, man, because everybody knows Harbaugh was on the ultimate hot seat. He was about to, many people thought he might lose his job, and then miraculously everything turns around, and now you see why. It's just it's pretty mind numbing, to be honest with you. But whatever they do to Michigan, I don't think it's going to affect anything long term from the standpoint of it's not going to be. The fans, I think, are still going to claim this national championship. It's not going to affect, what happened on the field, in the past.
Yeah, and you talk about.
I was trying to hit it again. I wanted to hit the sounder again.
You talk about mind numbing. A lot of Auburn fans feel that way about their head coach, including the one sitting right next to me.
Did you see the video yesterday? Did you see the?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about the throwing of the headset or whatever, the visor and everything like that. Yeah, we said it on the show. I certainly would be, if I'm an Auburn fan, I would not, be feeling great right now when you got a coach saying I call the plays on first down, I call the plays on second, I call the plays on third. Well, then who calls the plays on fourth? I mean, good Lord. It just sounds like a train wreck to me. And with him throwing his visor and then basically saying, hey, look, we call it's like a replay. It's like the same stuff. He keeps saying we called the right play. It's got to be executed correctly. Well, see, that's coaching. Okay, there's something flawed in the system that you're running. Okay, that would be my first thing. That's what would bother me, and I gotta give my guy Jason Caldwell, a good friend of mine, a lot of credit. He came right out and said, what about the play calling? Because that's what you have to have, and so it's just, to me, it's bizarre. It's almost like Hugh doesn't have, a lack of self-awareness where people have kind of figured out what you're doing, coach, and you haven't gone, back, self-scouted and changed and kind of tweaked the things. Like, I'll go back to 2014. Somebody asked me about Nick Saban and Alabama and Bama going back to playing joyless murder ball. First of all, Nick Saban's not the coach anymore. And as one of my followers pointed out, that changed back in 2014 when he hired Lane Kiffin. You have to change and tweak what you're doing. Even Kirby Smart, for crying out loud, throws the football now. If you don't change with the times, you get passed by.
Well, and let's flip that over with Alabama right now. They named Ty Simpson the starting quarterback, but at the same time, we're now starting getting towards the end of fall camp, training camp, whatever you want to call it, and Alabama's going to start getting into prep for their first opponent. Auburn's going to start getting into prep for their first opponent. Like, at this point in time, like, if you were to go over and go into Tuscaloosa and watch Alabama's practices, what would you expect to be seeing right now from this Alabama offense?
Well, I would expect to see them moving the football. I think, they want to get more physical on the line of scrimmage. I think they understand they didn't run the football well enough conventionally a year ago, so they certainly want to do that. A friend of mine sent me a picture, a year apart of Jam Miller, and he's definitely much bigger.
Yeah.
I definitely think that the David Ballou and the Wade staff have done a great job preparing the team. Now it works both ways though, because I still have concerns, and I voiced them on my X account last night, and it bothered some people, but I have concerns about the defensive line. Now I'll just say I think they still have the material to be good, and they should be good with some depth. But because of my concerns with Freddie Roach and his ability to develop players, until I see otherwise, I'm going to be concerned. Now, I think they have the ability to be good. We'll see if they are. We're not going to know though until they play against someone else. But I think they're having to practice against a really good offensive line. Hopefully, it will make them better. But I still say the special teams aspect because you're replacing the kicker, the punter, the holder, all that stuff, and the long snapper. That's a concern until you play somebody else. And then I think the defensive line is. Other than that, but offensively, I would be very confident if I'm an Alabama fan. You should be. I think Ty Simpson's been in the system. I think he's going to do a nice job. And then and the biggest thing is you've got the Jam Millers of the world. You've got a really good receiver core, a good tight end in Josh Cuevas, a really good offensive line, especially if you can get Jaden Roberts healthy. I think Alabama should be very potent offensively. And I think, unlike Auburn, I think they know who they are, and especially with Ryan Grubb back, I think they understand their play calling process, and I think they should be really good. I'm anticipating them playing well against Florida State.
And I know a lot of our listeners are happy to hear that one. Drew DeArmond from Talkin' Ball is our guest. And I saw that same picture of Jam Miller, and I feel like there was something a little warped about it. Look, it looked a little smushed, but even the FSU Twitter accounts were posting about it. It's like, what are we going to do to stop this guy? Who are we going to use? Talk a little bit about his progression, and on top of that, with a little bit more of a bolstered offensive line, what we should see out of the running game in 2025 compared to what we saw in 2024.
Well, I think it's going to be more effective from the tailback spot. I've always thought Jam was a good player, but I think he has a chance to have a big senior year. He's got a lot of experience. I'm confident in Daniel Hill. He's had a really good, fall camp himself. I think he had a really good scrimmage last week. He caught the ball well. He's 240 pounds. He can run it with some thump. No question about that. And then you've got Draylon Washington, who flashed at the start of camp, who's got some breakaway ability. I think he's even got some kickoff return, ability as well. So I think you have some depth back there at tailback, no question about it. I think Richard Young, he's got some talent. He was a 5-star guy a couple years ago. He flashed last year when he was healthy, I think. And then you have A.K. Deere, Kevin Riley. There's some depth back there. I don't know that it's the kind of depth that you had in the Saban era when you had one pro after another, but I still think it's very, very talented. So I think they have a chance to have a much more effective running game. Go back, watch Washington when he was there the second year. They were very effective at running the football. I think they could be effective once again, and I think they understand they have to be. But don't get me wrong. I think they're going to be a passing team. It's almost going to be a pass to set up the run kind of thing in certain situations. But I do like the talent at tailback, and I think the offensive line and the way they want to get more physical this year and the way they want to play. And I also think this hasn't been played up enough. I think the coaching staff, they've been through the SEC now for a year. They know what it takes to win, and they knew they were going to have to do some things differently. And they're preparing to do that this year in year two.
John Hanna, Derek Thomas, and Devontae Smith are the Alabama players who are scattered throughout the AP all-time All-American team. And there's also several other SEC players that help stack the field. But talk a little bit about that. Did you think that there were going to be different players that also were involved with this list from the Crimson Tide? Or do you think that those three are in the right place respectively?
I mean, those are three of the all-time greats. I mean, there's so many of them to choose from. I mean, especially when you're talking Alabama. Alabama doesn't retire jerseys. I mean, if they did, it would be, how many true numbers would they have available? So I've always kind of admired that about Alabama. They allow jerseys to be worn and be remembered. But like I said, those three guys. I mean, Derek Thomas, I still say is the best pass rusher in college football history. He kind of redefined the position, with over 54 sacks in his career. We know what he went on to do in the NFL. Same way with John Hanna. He's arguably the greatest guard to ever play football. I mean, those are two guys that are just transcendent when it comes to their talent level. And then, you in the Saban era, as far as all timers, I mean, it's tough, but when you have guys, you have all the Heisman Trophy winners they had, because people forget, before Nick Saban arrived at Alabama, that's one thing people used to talk about with Alabama. They never had a Heisman Trophy winner. Well, now they have 4, but they certainly had guys that were talented enough to win it. Joe Namath back in his day, Kenny Stabler. Alabama's just been blessed to have great coaches, great players, and I mean, they're. I don't think they still have enough in the College Football Hall of Fame. So because of that process and the way it's kind of antiquated, the way they choose people, but those 3 gentlemen you just mentioned, all very, very deserving of that, and and I think it just shows the power and the long success, I guess, is the best way to put it, of Alabama football. When you go back and look at it objectively, all the way back to the 1920s, there's never been a program that had the long time and just the long-term success of Alabama. Now that Nick Saban, had the 17-year run that he's had, it separated Alabama football from the rest of them historically. No question about it in my mind.
I have found out that as you were talking, On3 is now reporting that Michigan is expected to get a $20 million plus fine and the postseason football revenue over the last 2 seasons. And Sharon Moore is going to get a 3-game suspension, 1 game more than the self-imposed 2-game.
The same games? Are we counting the same games?
All it says is, according to On3, it says head coach Moore will receive an additional 1-game suspension on top of the school's self-imposed 2-game ban.
Maybe Oklahoma. Let's do Oklahoma.
So yeah, so that is that is what On3 is reporting just a few moments ago.
Good grief! It just went across my phone as far as on ESPN. So not even more than $14 million. So $20 million a fine for Michigan football. But as we just talked about at the start of the segment, guys, as you said, they're not going to touch the national championship. So I mean, I understand, and $20 million is extremely significant, but the Michigan fans aren't going to care. They're just probably going to. Portnoy will probably pay it.
Oh, you're not wrong about that. He probably will just throw it all in there. $20 million is substantial. I mean, compared to what the record before was the $8 million, all right, that Tennessee had. And that was because, of course, they went out of pocket and started trying to sign people during different times that they were not supposed to. But
now some are saying that one of the games that he's going to get suspended for may be in 2026. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know about that, if that's actually true or not. But $20 million again. That's a couple of boosters that can do that. I mean, you've got one really famous alum that I'm sure has $20 million, hanging out of a couch somewhere. Depends on how the divorce papers went, but I mean, he's got that. And so, it's going to be pretty easy for them to be able to make that $20 million up in some capacity. But really, if this is what it is, then that's really no big deal as far as the amount of money it is. $20 million to all of us sounds like a lot, but in college football, when, you can go and look at how much money these guys are bringing in annually, because they're fined $20 million. Do they have to pay it right now? Can it be over the course of 4 years where they're only having to pay like $5 million? Is there a payment plan? Do they have to go call themselves a loan shark? Like, what happened? How are they going to have to pay this? Like, that's going to be also part of it. Because if it's over the course of 5 or 6 years, this is no big deal.
Well, heck, what's Bryce Underwood making?
I mean, just tell him, hey, we're paying you, so you can just go ahead and we'll knock this out.
Yeah.
Drew DeArmond from Talkin' Ball has been our guest. Drew, we appreciate you very much so, but real quick before we get you out of here, we got high school football right around the corner. Talk about what you're excited about here in the North Alabama area.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to bring you the game of the week each week, especially over at Wicks Field. It's an exciting time, to bring you a lot of city action. Certainly we're going to do that next week. Our first game will be the Hazel Green Trojans traveling over for the rematch with the Huntsville Crimson Panthers. It was the game that kicked off last season for both squads. We'll see the progress made by both. And then, Huntsville High will be taking the field tonight. They're going to be, taking on Mortimer Jordan from the Birmingham area, so in their jamboree. And so that'll be interesting. And then, of course, JP2, they're going to be over at Valley Head with a 3-way jamboree. How ironic is that with all the news yesterday that Rush Probst is taking over Coosa Christian for the year as an interim coach, and now they're going to be in that 3-way jamboree over there tonight with JP2. So that's going to be interesting to have Rush Probst back in our state once again coaching. Coosa Christian, is going through that probationary period this year. After getting in trouble for those violations, and then of course it'll kick off for real next week. And as I said, we're excited to be the home once again of Madison Academy football, Westminster Christian Academy, and of course the Randolph Raiders, and then the Buckhorn Bucks. They're going to do a great job. And then you guys bringing everybody Sparkman Senator football. So we're going to be the hub for North Alabama. Scott's going to have the high school football scoreboard show, and that's going to be very exciting. I look forward to being a part of that. So this will be Jamboree weekend, but we get it started for real next week. And not to mention Alabama, they're going to have their second and final scrimmage of fall camp on Saturday at 1:00. So very exciting for that. And there'll be a lot of buzz coming out of Tuscaloosa as Alabama takes to the practice field for yet another scrimmage. We already talked about some of the buzz coming out of last week. There's a lot of our conversation on our airwaves this week, and certainly whatever we start hearing this week, that'll be another big topic for us too.
No doubt. Just a week away from high school football being back on the airways. I'm excited. Drew's excited. Joe's excited. Everybody is excited for some high school football here in the area. And on top of that, of course, more Alabama conversation to continue. Drew, appreciate you as always, man. Have a wonderful weekend and look forward to chatting next time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Great stuff as always.
When we come back, there's some more coming out about Michigan. Apparently, there are rumors of now that a show cause is going to be in effect for a few people. We'll have that for you as well, as this is starting to kind of trickle out from ESPN, On3, Yahoo Sports. They're all kind of getting in on it, kind of putting together an effort to figure out what all is going to be taking place with this. We'll have that all for you when we come back on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, and WZZN TV.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Eric Fetty pitching today for the Atlanta Braves. He's a plus 101 underdog against Joey Cantillo and the Guardians minus 123. The total is 9. That number is shaded to the under at Progressive Field. NFL preseason football tonight. Tennessee Titans laying 3 at the Atlanta Falcons. 37.5 the total at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. NASCAR Truck Series tonight. Corey Hyman, Lane Riggs, the plus 330 co-favorites. Ty Majeski plus 370. Chandler Smith plus 550 to win at Richmond. Denny Hamlin, the 4-1 favorite to win tomorrow's Cup race. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Calling all UAH Charger students and parents. Welcome to Nexus, the first student apartment community built especially for you. Nexus is brand new, located next to the UAH Fitness Center. Enjoy your own bedroom, bathroom, fully furnished units, kitchen, washer, dryer, study room, and game lounges. And best of all, an easy walk to campus and classes. Call today to enjoy the complete college experience. Move in before fall classes start. 256-683-3939. And go Chargers.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional, in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
The Tom Abraham Show, weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV.
Hello and welcome back into the Blitz. Continuing on with the conversation that we ended with in the last segment, of course, the NCAA has dropped the hammer down on the Michigan Wolverines. And I know, Joe, you're still probably like, oh, just a little squeaky hammer. What more would you want out of this? I mean, yeah, we could, you could see maybe $100,000, $100 million fine to the school and maybe fining the coaches a little bit. For Sharon,
I am so sorry for all parents that are listening, possibly on the app, and they have this going through, or you're watching on YouTube TV, and their dog just keeps looking up like, "Where's that?
What's that sound?
Where's that squeaky?"
But I mean, again, Sharon Moore, 52 text messages were deleted. I mean, there's some explaining that needs to be done, and I feel like the $20 million for the sign stealing, as well as Sharon Moore trying to hide the fact that he was involved in some way, I think that's a pretty reasonable punishment.
So the more that I actually read this, like the more I'm still wanting to play the squeaky toy hammer sound, because according to Pete Thamlis, is among Michigan's punishments in the ruling, Michigan's coach Moore is going to be given an additional game suspension, which is expected to take place in 2026. The school has already proposed a self-imposed 2-game ban for the upcoming season. So he'll miss week 3 and week 4 this year. And then he's going to miss like 1 game next season. Oh, the misery.
That is kind of soft. It's one thing to fine the school $20 million. It's another thing to look at this guy and say, oh, well, you're already getting punished from your school. There are 2 games that probably aren't going to be too competitive. I think Nebraska's, of course, going to be a little bit better than last year. But again, I mean, they had the choice for the games he's suspended, and you're pretty much just suspending him for 1 game. And it's not even this upcoming season. That's why I think it gets a little bit shady.
Yeah, see, that's the point for me is I'm like, oh, well, if you're going to suspend him, why not do it for the entire, like it is actually something that's happening in 2025? Because nothing against Coach Moore. It's not that I'm saying he's not a great coach, but who says he's going to be at Michigan in 2026?
True.
Like, I mean, seriously, like it is one. The other thing that I'm finding interesting is that the $20 million that they are going to allegedly be fined, according to Pete Thamel, Dan Wetzel, is going to come from postseason revenue. So it's not, it's part of, oh, well, the Big Ten had 5 teams in the college football playoff, and they're going to take all that allotted money and they're going to distribute it out to all the teams. That's the money that they're going to get fined $20 million from.
I mean,
it's like,
I don't know
okay.
if it really matters where it's coming from. I think $20 million is still $20 million, Joe.
Yeah, but it's kind of like saying, oh, well, we made $200 million this year. It was really $220 million, but we had to give, $20 million of it got taken out before we got it because of the fines. The most interesting part of this, out of all of it, that I would say, okay, this may not be a squeaky toy type thing, is the fact that both Jim Harbaugh as well as Connor Stallions are allegedly going to have show causes, and that Harbaugh's is going to be for 10 years. And that Connor Stallions is going to be for 8 years. Now, that's what is being said at the moment across social media with the Pete Thamels, Dan Wetzel's, ESPN on 3. Don't know if that is actually what's going to be coming down when this official press conference takes place. But to me, that's a bigger deal because this also means that Harbaugh can't, oh, crap, this Chargers team is going to suck in 2 years. Let me go back to the college football for a few more seasons.
Yeah.
Like he could. He's just not going to be able to recruit like outside of being on his own campus.
I feel like Connor Stallion should have got a worse punishment. I don't know. I mean, he was like the whole reason this whole kind of happened in the first place. I mean, yeah, Jim Harbaugh was probably the mastermind, but when it comes down to it, Connor Stallions was the dude that was actually doing it. And I don't know if anybody's wanting to pick him up anyway. That's the biggest thing. Like, does anybody actually want this guy on their team?
Well, and that's it. Is okay, 8 years. Doesn't mean he can't go coach high school football or something like that, depending on how his money is going. But it's supposed to be. These are the rumors, I will say, that we are having and seeing as of right now when it comes to the sign stealing decision. So Moore is going to get suspended for a game in 2026. Allegedly, Harbaugh and Connor Stallions are both going to be having show cause, and Michigan is not going to get $20 million of their revenue that they're supposed to get from postseason.
I think we got justice, Joe.
No, we didn't. It was so incredibly easy on them.
All right. We'll see you next segment.
Phone lines are open now. 256-576-4977. This is The Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our workhorse special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. Due to popular demand, this offer is extended through September 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
We are a championship school, and school is in session.
Makes the catch, makes them bang into each other, stays on his feet, breaks the tackle, scores!
Join us Saturday, August 30th as the Crimson Tide open the 2025 season in Tallahassee against Florida State on your home for Alabama football.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said,
If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Sure, Valley Equipment Rental takes care of the homeowner and his needs, but how about the pros out there? Well, Valley Equipment has the big stuff as well. The equipment you need to get any job done. I'm talking about the big track hoe excavators, from the 30,000-pound mid-size one to the big boy 50,000-pound units. Need a dozer on the job? Well, they've got them up to 105 horsepower, and that's a good-sized machine. Plus, Valley Equipment has more lifts than anyone around. Up to 80-foot booms that reach 56 feet with a 10,000-pound capacity. 2 locations, North and South Parkway. Check them out today.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by The Good Feet Store. The Good Feet Store, a proud supporter of Alabama athletics. If foot, knee, hip, or back pain is slowing you down, The Good Feet Store can help. Their arch supports are personally fitted to relieve pain and improve alignment. No shots, no surgery, no downtime. Visit The Good Feet Store and get back to doing what you love. Learn more at goodfeet.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On yesterday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, we were joined by Alabama soccer head coach Wes Hart.
The thing I'm most excited about is just our mentality, our willingness to battle, compete, and fight. We purposely set up a couple really tough preseason games, to challenge us and stretch us. For us, that was more valuable than playing games that we're going to win by 5 goals. It's like, no, we got to find out who we are right out of the gate. And so for us, we proved that we're willing to fight and compete and battle and do all the little things that go a long ways. I think we're more athletic than we've been in the past.
I'll have more in moments.
This is Christian Miller for The Good Feet Store. I know from playing football at Alabama and in the NFL that if you have foot, knee, hip, or back pain, it can be a huge challenge. The Good Feet Store is designed to personally fit you with arch supports that alleviate and even eliminate your pain altogether. Try them before you buy them. During your free, no obligation, personalized fitting, and you can wear them home the same day. So if you're looking to improve your game, The Good Feet Store has you covered. Stop in for a free, personalized fitting today. Roll to victory at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. Roll Tide.
The home opener for the Alabama soccer team is scheduled for Sunday evening at 6 p.m. as the Crimson Tide will host the Chattanooga Mocs. If you're unable to make it to the Alabama Soccer Stadium, you can watch the match on SEC Network Plus. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Eric Fetty pitching today for the Atlanta Braves. He's a plus 101 underdog against Joey Cantillo and the Guardians minus 123. The total is 9. That number is shaded to the under at Progressive Field. NFL preseason football tonight. Tennessee Titans laying 3 at the Atlanta Falcons. 37.5 the total at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. NASCAR Truck Series tonight. Corey Hyman, Lane Riggs, the plus 330 co-favorites. Ty Majeski plus 370. Chandler Smith plus 550 to win at Richmond. Denny Hamlin, the 4-1 favorite to win tomorrow's Cup race. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. A couple of isolated showers, but the vast majority of us are going to stay dry. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s, dropping into the low 70s as we head into the overnight. A fantastic Saturday, a mostly sunny sky. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s. We're going to repeat that as we head into your Sunday.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Log on today, 97.7ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Final segment, best segment on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and the Blitz of the week. This is also the final Friday of no high school football. We do have jamboree games.
Where's my Sparkman helmet at?
We do have jamboree games that are taking place. Some took place last night. I know Matacad and Lee had one over at Milton Frank. Geraldine and Gunnersville played. Mars Hill Bible and Deschler had one, and there are plenty more that are going to be happening tonight around not just the Tennessee Valley, but Westminster is playing Haleyville tonight at 7 o'clock. You can also see some of those. I know Faultville and Meek are playing each other. Mortimer Jordan and Huntsville are playing over at Joe Davis. You also have like Sardis and Priceville are playing each other in a jamboree game. So there's a ton of jamboree games going on, but the actual season in week 0 gets started next week.
I'm ready for my Oklahoma drill.
You look like you just got lit up is what you look like.
That's how Rodgers' helmet looks in camp so far.
And that does. Yeah. And you know what? He's got a problem with
Jackson Arnold's helmet looks, and why he can't run the plays is he can't hear the plays.
He's got a problem. You know, Aaron Rodgers got a problem with the new helmets because they look like spaceships. Man looks like the Martian Manhunter. All right? Got a big old head, man. Come on now.
I'm so sorry,
Golly.
Mr. Rodgers. Is there anything else that we can do to help you?
Look, this helmet might not have me covered. I'd be concussed in CTE protocol in the matter of seconds.
You don't even have it. It doesn't even go below your upper lip.
I think the kids in high school have got smaller heads than I do, Joe. But regardless, you know who does have you covered? Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you go and check them out online. FlemingHSV.com is the place to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up, unlike the circulation to my brain.
No, it's not going to show up. And as John tries to get that circulation back, if you missed it at the end of our first hour, the 9 o'clock hour, on WZZN TV or on ESPN Winchester when we were live there, or on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You missed the fact that multiple sources are now coming out with the punishment that Michigan is supposed to receive from the NCAA. When I say punishment, they are going to be in air quotes, and in reality, it's going to sound more like this right here. That's exactly
order. The order in the court.
Can we have order, please? Judge Ronald McDonald is aboard and in his chair. All right.
They're waiting for the clown car to show up. That's the jury. The jury just hops out, squeaking, walking.
All dog owners, I'm so sorry.
You're done for one game. We're going to suspend you for one game. $20 million, pretty big money. But it's college football. We're talking about millions and millions of dollars to these schools. Guys, did you see how much money Kansas got the other day? $300 million. For their football field, as well as their facilities around the football field. They're actually adding in an entertainment district, which is actually really cool. Most colleges should do it, but not everybody has the alum that's able to shell out $300 million.
No.
But regardless, that is the money that is getting thrown around within college football.
Yeah, so $20 million is what is supposed to be the fine that Michigan is going to receive. It is actually going to be $20 million is going to be taken out of their postseason revenue.
They weren't even going to see it.
That they were, again, it's like paying for your insurance, man. That's really all it is. It's like, oh, look, it gets taken out before we get the check. Oh, okay, cool, that's great. So $20 million, and Coach Moore is going to also have a one-game suspension in 2026 because,
what is it, Morehead State?
That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be, he is suspended for that one game against Mercer. And then you also, which I would say out of all of this, the biggest one is the fact that Jim Harbaugh now has a 10-year show cause, as does Connor Stallions. Now, Connor Stallions is not that big of a deal, but Jim Harbaugh is one that has liked to dance back and forth between the NFL and college football. And now this just means that he is going to be in the NFL for the next 10 years.
Well, he'll be 71, which is around Nick Saban's age by the time he's able to come back to college football. I'm thinking we see a resurgence similar to what we see from Bill Belichick coming into the college football world for the first time. I think we see Jim Harbaugh do that whenever he hits 72 years old.
Yes, and so it says a 10-year show cause order restricting him from all athletically related activities during the show cause period, which will begin on August 7th, 2028, at the conclusion of his 4-year show cause from a previous case.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So, no, he's going to be older.
He's on a 14-year show cause.
He's going to be older than Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. Okay, so never mind. He might not come back to college football because that'll leave him at like 75 years old, Joe. All right. And again, he's got a little bit of time with San Diego.
There's supposed to be a press conference. The NCAA just dropped a letter. It's now out. Like, it just dropped. As we were speaking, it came out at 10:07 is when this happened. The NCAA sent it out now. It went in like right at the top of the hour, and it says an off-campus in-person scouting scheme is what we have determined. Now there goes with Mr. Stallions referred to as dirty film that they had collected. Stallions then showed opponent signals, blah, blah, blah. Failure to cooperate is also involved in this. Impermissible recruiting
52 text
was in this, which is talked about. Nearly 100 text messages to a fourth prospect prior to permissible recruiting date, according that was with Chris Partridge that is talking about. Head coach responsibility in all of this, failure to monitor, penalties. So here are all the penalties.
Yes.
Here we go.
This
is from the NCAA. This isn't from Pete Thamel. This is not from anybody else. This is actually from the NCAA.
Fresh off the prince.
They are on 4 years of probation.
Bam.
Yeah, let me hold on with every single one of these. Let me get my nice little sounder going.
Okay.
All right, so 4 years worth of probation. Financial penalties, a $50,000 fine plus $10,000, 10% of the budget for the football program, a fine equivalent to the anticipated loss of all postseason competition revenue sharing associated with the 2025 and 2026 football seasons, a fine equivalent to the cost of 10% of the scholarships awarded in Michigan's football program for the 2025-2026 academic year.
I see why it's now at $20 million, okay, because it's adding on to what could come in the future as well.
A 25% reduction in football official visits during the 2025-2026 season, a 14-week prohibition on probation. No, it says prohibition. Prohibition.
I mean, it makes sense because prohibition just means it's the same as prohibition.
I was like, wait a second. I know that I struggle sometimes in English. Sorry, Miss Robinson. But it is something that I was making sure I read that word right.
You got it.
A 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications in the football program during the probation period. Then there comes in some of it. An 8-year show cause for Connor Stallions, a 10-year show cause for Jim Harbaugh, which will begin on August 28th. DeArmond Robinson. What the heck is DeArmond Robinson involved in all this?
Shoelace Robinson's in the news again.
DeArmond Robinson will once again have to play quarterback against Alabama, and his career will be over for a second time. No, that's not what it says. A 3-year show cause for him.
Huh.
Yeah,
I forgot if he was involved or not. I don't know. He just kind of it's crazy because at one point he was like the Michigan program, and now he's third to Connor Stallions and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
It's just.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know. The way that you're talking right now, there's a lot more that I feel like could affect Michigan in the long run more than anything.
And then there is the one with Coach Moore, which is a 2-year show cause order during which he is suspended from a total of 3 games. Michigan self-imposed a 2-game suspension for Moore during the upcoming season. The panel determined that a suspension for 1 additional game was appropriate. Therefore, Moore will also be suspended for the first game of 2026-2027. Apart from the 3-game suspension, Moore is not prohibited from engaging in coaching or other athletically related activities during the show cause period.
You know what? The biggest thing that I'm getting out of this is if you take responsibility well before the big man himself drops that hammer, you're actually going to get out of it a lot better than I thought. Because, again, these are 2 games that aren't really that competitive, Central Michigan and Nebraska. Of course, you get 1 conference game there. But still, they're just adding 1 more onto that. So they don't really get to choose who all they're going to be suspending this guy from. I don't know about that one.
No, here's the reason why I'm rolling my eyes at this. Because if I go back to the financial penalties that are taking place, they say a fine equivalent to the cost of 10% of the scholarships awarded to Michigan in 2025. Why not just take 10% of the scholarships? Instead of taking the money, take that, because that would hurt Michigan. If you're talking about taking 10% of it, we just want to take, you know what we're going to do? We want you to add up how much that would be, and that's what you're going to pay us. No, take away 10% of the scholarships. If they're getting 100 because of the new rules or whatever they're supposed to be getting, now you only get 90. That's 10 fewer players on scholarship. No. A fine equivalent to the anticipated loss of all postseason compensation revenue sharing associated with the 2025 and 2026 seasons. Just take away the postseason money. Like, why are we taking away equivalents? And why are we saying they also owe $50,000 plus 10% of the budget for the football program?
I guess it would be more than because this makes it more complicated because the NCAA can't just be a little bit. This is what took 2.5 years. The NCAA can't just say we're going to fine you guys $20 million. Instead, they're going to say we're going to fine you $14 million plus an equivalent of all of this other stuff that could possibly be made.
But the ones that are decent is a 25% reduction in football official visits. Okay, that's a little bit more legit because
might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, so that means instead of 10, you now only get like 6. Like, okay, that's a little bit where you can go, okay, that means that they're the ability to go, but at the same time, it doesn't count unofficial visits. Hey man, we can't really have you on an official right now, but if you come for an unofficial and you at least just pay for your way up here, like, we got you. Okay. Like, it's one of those. I'm just, the 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications in the football program during that period. Like, I want more explanation on that. I want to know what now the Coach Moore having a 2-year show cause. All right, I want to know like how true of that is when it actually comes into this, when it comes. That part of it, again, Jim Harbaugh, he's already on like a 14-year show cause. You probably could have given him a 20-year show cause and nothing would have happened.
Yeah.
The Connor Stallions one, I doubt that anybody would ever want to have him back on their program anyway in college football, unless you're talking an FCS program, a D2 or D3. Like, then that's a little bit different. But his show cause, he says, restricting him from all athletically related activities during the show cause period. Okay, well, if he's just on doing film study, how much of the recruiting is he actually a part of anyway?
And he does a lot of film study, by the way.
Apparently, he's really good at film study. Obviously, the very first person that's going to come in on this is going to be Wolverine Dan. We're going to come back on that with him to give him a little bit more time to talk about it because this is his Michigan Wolverines, and obviously this is his program. So we'll let him talk a little bit more about it because to me, again, there's a few things in here that I go, all right, that one may sting a little bit, but for the most part, I'm like, okay, you're taking away some money. Like, all right, no big deal. It's Michigan. It's not like you're taking money away from Troy. if you gave a $20 million fine to Troy, that's different.
Golly.
They shut the program down if you did that.
The mindset just around that it hits a lot harder. But we'll get into your phone calls and so much more as we continue on with this Friday edition of The Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and at WZZN TV. We'll see you on the other side.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham. You can watch the Blitz live now on X at 97.7 ESPN.
I'm here with our good friend John Kendall. He's got 23 years of retail mortgage experience in the Tennessee Valley, and he's powered up with the #1 retail mortgage lender in the nation.
That's right, Scott. We have joined with Cross Country Mortgage, and that is true. We're the #1 retail mortgage lender in America. And with that powerhouse team and our experience here locally, we're ready to go.
They've got 120 mortgage, refinance, and home equity solutions to fit every need. If you call on Cross Country Mortgage, it is for the win.
That's right. You can reach me, Scott, at 256-562-3780, or you can go to crosscountrymortgage.com and then search my name.
It's Cross Country Mortgage and John Kendall, a powerhouse team. One more time, John.
That's crosscountrymortgage.com, 256-562-3780. If we can't close your loan, it simply cannot be closed.
Equal Housing Opportunity Company in MLS, number 3029.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you scheduled your wedding and even your child's birth around your school's game? Of course. But it means more than that. It means you're home to hundreds of Fulbright, Truman, Goldwater, and Rhodes Scholars. It means starting out as the birthplace of American public higher education, and now leading the way in unmanned spacecraft. This is the SEC, and here it just means more. What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That there's an honest-to-goodness chandelier in your tailgate tent? Perhaps, but it means more than that. It means pioneering medical solutions to predict new flu viruses. It means leading globally diverse teams to eliminate starvation in developing countries. And it means being home to one of the nation's top cybersecurity programs. This is the SEC. And here, it just means more.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
All right, get your baby oil out.
This is the song of like the judge coming in just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly what it is. Is this the judge coming out? Then he sits down and they're like, he's like, everybody all rise. And then you just start hearing this.
I love how much that you've played that. We got to have a counter of how many times we've had the.
What's bad is I've actually played it more than what's actually went over the air because I have to hit it like 2 or 3 times before the sound actually gets through the board.
I can tell.
And start playing so much over here. Like I'll hit it once and it doesn't do it. Then the second time is when it gets going. There it is.
256-576-97.7 as it is Judgment Day on the Michigan Wolverines. First 2 at the stand. Wolverine Dan.
All right. Okay, gentlemen. So let's do a little recap here. So today's the day where it all goes down. Is that what you're saying?
It's already went down. Yeah, the NCAA just sent out their official findings and all that. I think there's still supposed to be a press conference, but
what was it again?
All right, so there's a lot to it, but the biggest thing is going to be that you're going to get fined roughly $20 million. Jim Harbaugh, Connor Stallions, Denard Robinson, and Sharon Moore all have show causes. Moore's going to be a 2-year show cause. Denard Robinson's is going to be 3. Connor Stallions is going to be 8, and Jim Harbaugh's is going to be 10. But it doesn't start until 2028, which is when the last show cause is up.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we put sanctions on ourselves already. Okay.
Yeah, which is
Connor Stallion is one of those guys that he flies off the hook kind of guy, or that wants to be coach kind of thing, or how someone's a fanatic. Well, that's what he was. That's all it was.
He did write a manifesto about this team and how it can achieve
Good
success.
heavens, serial killers do that.
A nothing burger.
It is.
Burger. Hey, listen. All right, so 22 million is chump change.
Exactly.
We got that in underneath the car seat, for crying out loud.
That's what I said. All you got to do is just call Tom. Tom will pay for that, and he won't even miss the $20 million.
Right, exactly. So what I'm saying is that so we're still allowed to do bowl games and participate in the extra activity of the playoffs.
Yeah.
We still can do that, correct?
Yes, and instead of actually having like scholarships taken away, part of the fine is the equivalent of what 10% of the scholarships to Michigan would be worth, and they have to pay that. So you still get to keep your scholarships. The only thing that is probably something that can make it just a quote-unquote a little more difficult, the show cause on Coach Moore is going to be one thing, but the other thing is 25% reduction in official visits. Okay, so you only get to bring 6 5-stars in instead of 10. Okay, no big deal. Like it's
okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I don't see a problem with that. I don't. If this is the way it's going to be, it's going to be. But I don't think it's the open up the coffin and jump in. It's not the best sentence. So I think we're going to be just fine. I mean,
that's the issue, though. Like, that's the issue, is that you are just going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's really nothing that happened. That's why I'm playing the squeaky toy sound. There's nothing that happened.
It's not like Ohio State where they literally couldn't go to the postseason, or with Alabama, they negated some games from the past. I mean, this is straight up like, you guys get your championship, and on top of that, you still kind of have your coach for most of the games.
That's the thing, is that nothing happened. Yeah. Like, that's not nothing happened with Connor Stallions, but nothing happened as far as the punishment is concerned. Like, all it is you're having to pay money. So instead of the Big Ten giving you a check for $220 million, you're just going to get a check for $200 million. Like, I'm so sorry.
Well, so this is coming from a Bama station. You guys are still stinging from that double.
I'm not a Bama fan.
Okay.
I'm not a Bama fan.
All right, but that guy across from you.
Hey, I'm a Bama fan.
Like, that's the thing, is I'm not a Bama fan.
Okay, all right. So here, check this out. So like I said, it's no big thing. We still can get in the playoffs. The team was a really, really good team. We won all these games. We won the games. We played the games. We won the games. Beat Ohio State consistently for the last 3 years. And Ohio State won the championship last year. Yeah. And another Big Ten's going to win it this year, so it'll be 3 in a row.
Which Big Ten's that going to be?
Well, it's one of 3.
Penn State, Ohio State, or Michigan?
Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and I'm at a sleeper with Wisconsin. Wisconsin gets to play you the first game of the year, isn't it?
It's second week of the season, or third week, isn't it?
Where's it at?
It's in Alabama.
It's in Tuscaloosa because they played in Wisconsin last year.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay. All right. But you know what? Maybe they can. You never know, man.
You had me at Penn State, but Wisconsin? I just threw out
you never
Oregon.
know. I mean, but Oregon, yeah, that's true. Oregon, I still keep forgetting they're part of the Big Ten. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. Sometimes, like, wait a minute, Oklahoma's, or I should say, Texas is part of the SEC.
I don't know. I don't know. With Texas and Oklahoma, they seem like they fit with the
more
SEC.
Like SMU and the ACC.
But yeah,
that's
like,
the one for me.
Like SMU and the ACC, and on top of that, like UCLA in the Big Ten. It's a little bit
UCF
odd.
is in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that don't make sense. But look, the thing is Dan, honestly, you should be feeling this way because this is literally nothing.
Yeah. You're still going to enjoy Michigan the same way you would have.
Yeah. You know what? And we're 6 behind you. You got 18, right? 18 championships?
Yes.
They claim 18 championships.
We got 12. And don't do what your dad says. Oh, you only got one that's a half of a championship.
I don't care. You could claim as many as you want, Wolverine Dan.
I mean,
go ahead.
All schools could claim a lot of national championships.
Well, gentlemen, in my closing, you're going to have to change the name at the end of this fall. It's going to be Tiger Dan because the World Series is ours, bro.
Hey, if it's not one thing, it's another. Appreciate you, Wolverine Dan. Good for you, man. Good stuff. I know we got a lot of Michigan listeners. All right. The Michigan fans are all over this area. Okay. And a lot of them play for the Havoc. Okay. So you guys can still get in. Is this that big of a deal? Wolverine Dan, he's like he's the parental figure when it comes to Michigan fans in the area. He says it's a nothing burger, which I love that. I love that.
It is for Michigan. Like that's what I was trying to tell him is that the reason why he should be acting this way is because now that they've seen everything, they're like, all right. Oh, I'm sorry. Instead of being number 3 in the country in recruiting, we may be number 4 now. Yeah. Like, I'm so sorry. You didn't take away any of our collective money. You didn't take away any of our scholarships. You only took away a few of our official visit numbers that we can have every single week. You didn't take away anything else that's actually going to hurt this university. Like, okay, fine. $20 million. Again, just call Big Tom. He can go ahead and pay that off real fast. Like, it's no big deal. Mm-hmm. And in reality, they're not having to pay it because all it's going to be is their check is just not going to have as many zeros in it as it did before.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I want to hear from the Southeastern fans as well, because, of course, this is an interesting type of judgment. In the past, for something like this, you would see a postseason ban, or you would see games getting taken away. Because, again, this happened at the same time that they won the national championship. I'm not salty that they beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. No, sorry, it wasn't the Sugar Bowl. It was the Rose Bowl. But regardless, that wasn't Michigan. That was our quarterback.
Well, these players on this team really didn't have anything to do with that. So there's no reason why they should be penalized.
Doesn't
for this.
Freaking matter.
That's what you're going to hear. Well, these players didn't have anything to do with it. You're right, but the university did. And so, like, for me, where I'm looking at it as is, instead of wanting to take away every bit of this in money, which I agree, you should take away the money itself. Like, that's the other part. Every bit, like, if you really wanted to be a bunch of a-holes about this, if the NCAA actually had a pair of melons that they could put on a table somewhere, what they could really do is it would be hilarious if not only they could take away all of Michigan's television revenue, but also give it to other teams and go, hey, you know what we're also going to do is all of your non-conference games that you're playing this year, we are going to distribute all of your television rights deals and all your television rights money. We're going to distribute it to all your non-conference opponents. So your Western Michigan is now going to get a check for $15 million.
But Joe, that's not fair.
Again,
that's not fair. Neither is stealing other people's plays.
Look,
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm all about stealing plays. If you've got somebody over there that's smart enough to do it with their own eyes, that's the whole thing with baseball.
They should vacate all of their wins versus Ohio State in the last 10 years.
Oh, that would.
No, those games got played out. We can find them on YouTube. That's the other part of this is that's the reason why, like, all Michigan fans right now should just be laughing. Like, okay, fine. So we may go now 11-1. The college football playoff is about to expand anyway, and all we're going to do is just miss out on some money this year. Next year, we're going to be fine. Like, it's one of those. Like, who cares? Like, are all these players now transferring away because of this this ruling? Like, is Bryce Underwood now walking off the practice field because Michigan now doesn't have the opportunity to make the college football playoff? No.
He's still making his money.
That's what I'm saying is if you really wanted to throw a hammer down and not a squeaky toy, do some of those things and take away some of the scholarships, take away their television revenue, distribute it to other teams that they are playing that's outside of the Big Ten, like your G5s. That would be even more hilarious. Hey, all of your television rights, we're not doing this to Oklahoma. We're not going to do the television deal with them. But what we are going to do is all your other non-con games against non-A4s, that we're going to distribute all of your television revenues money. That's going to go towards them for the next 2 years.
I just think it's odd that they had Connor Stallions a year after they finally won against Ohio State. The last time them beating Ohio State was 2012, by the way, which is when the NFL went to Nike. Just wanted to throw that out there for perspective. And of course, well, they won every single game since then.
But think about how big of a deal it would actually be if New Mexico, Central Michigan, if those two teams, because they do play like a 9-game conference schedule and they have Oklahoma, if those two teams got Michigan's television rights money, you think New Mexico couldn't do something with a $25 million check?
They can do a little bit. They can bring in some players.
Like,
one player alone would change the entire story of that team.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, do something that's actually going to hurt the program instead of a slap on the wrist. They play Western Michigan next year as well as UTEP. UTEP is like, yeah, give me that money, those money rights. Absolutely. That $25 million or whatever it is, I would totally be able to do something. We could build all new facilities. Heck, we'll help build the wall right there on our own property because, I mean, we are basically on the Mexico border. I mean, we could do, they really are, seriously. It's so easy. Like, we're right here. Like, we'll make this mountain bigger. Sure. Do something like that. Like, actually do something that hurts the university, not something that's going to be, whatever.
Well, Vinny hopped in on the phone lines. He said they should give Michigan a 78-year bowl ban. That's how often they win anything meaningful.
In connection to this, actually, what they've also done is they've also given the Dallas Cowboys a 10-year NFL playoff ban. I mean, it's not going to affect the team at all, but, you know, that's also happening.
Either way, back to the phone lines. You guys could join in 256-576-4977. Bama Big Rick joins us. How you doing, Big Rick?
I'm good. Now, I'm listening to Wolverine Dan beat his chest on a championship from known cheaters. What is the world coming to? But you know what? Look at the leader of the free world. Cheater. He beats his chest on Epstein. The world, nothing matters in the world anymore. Cheaters, crime, nothing matters. NCAA is weak. Why would you think they're going to do anything to Michigan? Nothing. That's the way of the world now. We commit crimes, we commit infractions, nothing happens, a slap on the wrist. Because it's our beloved school. Wolverine Dan could not say, well, we're cheaters, it's an asterisk. Just like the COVID year when the Lakers won the championship. Oh, it's the COVID year, no fans. But we got people scouting teams, getting advantages, resting players, beating the hell out of other teams because we cheated. In the end of the year, we won a championship. Oh, that's all forgiven. That's all I really have to say today.
Thanks for that, man. We appreciate it.
And I mean, he does put out a good point. Again, we know for sure that this is a punishment that's being laid down because it actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing that we're not looking at.
No, there's a lot of evidence.
A championship is a championship. I get that. But where's the moral high ground?
Well, and it's the same way like the 2017 Houston Astros.
Yeah. And again, I look at Alabama in 2020 when they won their last national championship. I love to say that was a wonderful season, but at the same time, it wasn't like most seasons. All right, these teams were totally different to what they are now. Of course, it's 10 times harder. I still claim that. But again, I kind of think about it a little bit differently. It's just not the same as what we get nowadays. It's not as meaningful. But we continue with the phone lines before we go into our last segment, and we got Joe from Huntsville on with us. Joe, you're on with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Joe, you're on with us. What's up, man?
Hey, just real quick, I just want to say this. People act like programs don't do this. The problem is Michigan got caught. Okay. I know for a fact, and I'm not going to say from how players from certain programs were getting vehicles to attend certain programs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's not sit here and bitch and moan. Oh, they all do it. They got caught. Okay, so it is what it is, and move on. Okay, so all these people sitting on their high horse. Oh, you know what? Your program's done it too. You just ain't got caught. So shut up, stop crying, and move forward.
Good stuff, Joe.
I mean, I do agree with him about every program does it.
That's another point.
Right now the cars are the smallest things that right now players are
But
getting.
what extent do people go at?
I mean, there's a reason you could go to some athletic departments and you could see 10 of the same type of vehicle. Like, I'm just going to let you know. We've all known that people have been getting cars. And it doesn't matter what you insert program here. you know that these players been getting vehicles.
What's the extent, though? I mean, having a player or having a coach on the opposing sideline with glasses that can record certain things, like that seems like some Mission Impossible type stuff.
Well, I think that it's the extent in which you go. Again, as everybody knows, I'm a baseball player and that I've done all this. Like nothing is with what the Yankees have been doing throughout the season, where they've been standing on second base, wailing their arms and everything because they're able to pick up on great scouting. That's different. Mm-hmm. Having somebody with binoculars in the bullpen that's now got a can, that's got a phone that's connected to this, like that whole thing, that's different. And it's the same thing along with this. Look, man, if you have the ability to watch film and be able to, that the film that you've been given or that you found that you can watch and do that
you found.
Yeah. Like you can go on YouTube and find these games. Like it's not that hard. Okay. But at the same time, we're talking about like an all 22 type film, like something like that. And, that's one thing. But to purchase tickets for people, to get people onto other people's sidelines, to be able to film it with glasses or phones or whatever you've been filming it with so that you can go back and then just be studying how that goes, that's different. That is that whole sportsmanship side of it. Mm-hmm. That thing is it. But the other side of it is again, look at everything that they just went through, everything that Michigan just did, all the elaborate system that they had. And, Connor Stein's going, I did not steal signs. So when you stole signs like this, did you pay for these tickets yourself? I did not steal signs. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay. They went through all of this and look at what they actually got hit with. Now, if this was Western Michigan, do you think this would be more because it's Michigan and it's one of those blue bloods? Like, this is it. Nothing happened. Like, that's the thing about it is people are saying, I don't know why y'all making a big deal about this. This is nothing. No, that's the reason we're making the big deal, because it is nothing. Because you did every bit of this. You got caught. There is literally a paper trail.
Couple documentaries as well.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Netflix about it. And nothing happened. So what does that now mean? Like, heck, again, if I'm Hugh Freeze, all right, cool. So I need to get a few tickets. I need to go ahead. How much are those Apple glasses or whatever, those Facebook?
It's the Meta glasses.
Yeah, how much are those Meta glasses?
They're $400, Hugh. They're $400.
Oh, can I get some burner ones?
Yeah, that's it. Is there burner glasses? I need that for the office.
AliExpress.
That's it. Like, let's go ahead and do it. Because if they did all of this and literally just had to pay $20 million as far as like television rights for the SEC, that's going to be like 1/8 of the check that they're going to get in Destin.
How much does a national championship cost?
Apparently $20 million is all it costs. I'm fine with that.
I mean, come on now. If I had $20 million, I might just do that.
I mean, $20 million is it.
Look,
if you didn't get scholarships taken away.
Hugh could lose his job if he bought himself a $20 million.
No, Hugh could keep his job.
No, I don't think he would, because again, he would probably get suspended from college for a little bit, but it would take about 7 more years, so he'd end up losing his job regardless. But I think that he could become one of Auburn's greatest coaches of all time.
Well, see, here's
if
the problem.
He followed in what Jim Harbaugh did.
Here's the problem, John, is when you do get the right play and you know what the defense is running, it's then not on the coaching staff if it's not ran properly.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're talking about Hugh Freeze right here.
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze and Jim Harbaugh are not the same.
No,
not the same. I mean, again, this is the guy that took a team to the Super Bowl back in the day. I mean, this is a guy that was able to get drafted into the NFL. Jim Harbaugh has got a little bit more of a pedigree than a guy like Hugh Freeze, who, yes, is a QB whisperer in his own words.
What he's whispering in quarterbacks' ears are not good things.
Well, he wasn't whispering in Jackson Arnold's ear.
No.
We'll continue on with the phone lines. We are going to hop into a break. 256-576-97.7. Is the punishment valid, or are we still kind of questioning what's going on with the NCAA and Michigan? We'll be right back here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN and TV.
This is The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. 256-576-4977.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopé. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Have you seen the beautiful new Nexus apartment community right next to UAH? Nexus is designed exclusively for students. You'll love having private bedrooms and bathrooms, a fully furnished kitchen, and incredible amenities like 2 courtyards, a refreshing pool with grilling stations, and TV, gaming, and study lounges, all within an easy walk to campus and your classes. If you want the full collegiate experience, come take a personal tour at Nexus today. Log on nexusonhomes.com to see more, including limited time rate specials.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyers.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
But you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 977 ESPN The Zone.
Final segment, best segment. I'm just going to keep playing this.
I'm just going to keep playing it.
The NCAA uses their sledgehammer on Michigan. The NCAA has also put out a quote, which we're going to get to your phone calls here in just a second as we wrap up the Blitz, 256-576-977.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
Should I read this in a serious voice or the voice in which it feels like this should be answered?
Nah, don't read it serious.
Okay, here we go.
No, okay, read it serious, please, for the love of God.
You've already made the decision. Here we go.
Gosh.
So,
well, this not serious Joe comment is presented by Huntsville Bobcat.
Bobcat of Huntsville, where you get real stuff that are real things that can really hurt you.
Yeah, because they've got a full line of residential and commercial steel products. They are now live
to some lawn
here at Bobcat of Huntsville, right off of Highway 20. Trimmers, chainsaws, pressure washers, backpack blowers, electric push mowers, and so much more are now available at your Bobcat of Huntsville. Joe.
So the NCAA has made a statement on their decision to not suspend Michigan in the postseason.
Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Here we go.
A postseason ban would be unfairly penalizing student athletes for the actions of coaches and staff who are no longer associated with the Michigan football program.
Maybe you should have been quicker with your judgment then.
Also, did I not say that just about 30 minutes ago? This is what they were going to say.
We don't want to unfairly penalize players and coaches that didn't have anything to do with it.
Also, I don't know why she sounds like the church lady from SNL, but that's just kind of the voice that came out when I started to read this.
That's right. It was hard to listen to at first, and then I was like, okay, I see it.
It's very subtle. It's very nice. I just want y'all to know that the church luncheon is going to be a potluck this evening. Y'all can come on down. Make sure that you bring it right before the service. We'll have tables out.
Okay, we got 2 guys.
I've really heard that speech way too many times.
You sound like you would make amazing cornbread.
I mean, I really do, don't I?
A hell of a green bean casserole.
Like I feel like that pan has not been washed in about 30 years, don't I?
It's got that good grime on it.
It's got that good grime on it. Now we know Brandon can talk for a second, so before we go to him, let's go ahead and get Josh on, man. Welcome to the Blitz. How's it going?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Oh, man. Sorry I ain't got to get in lately. Been busy at work. I just wanted, first of all, that was hysterical. Y'all had me rolling with the church lady. And
it just came out.
I love the squeaky toy, Joe.
Thank you.
But I wanted to find out y'all's thoughts. And by the way, yes. Had that been Alabama, they would have back punished us just like they did back in the early 2000s.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm with you there. But I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
John, since me and you are Alabama fans, how many L's you think we're going to take this year, and by who?
So when it comes
Thanks
down
for
to
that
it,
call, man, we appreciate it.
yeah, I do have my list actually right next to me, and I have all of the games that I
first off, Florida
looking
State.
forward to.
Yep.
No, not Florida State. Florida State's not. It's not going to be.
I'm asking the question. I was asking Florida State. Do you think Florida State
is going to be the L?
He
asked. No,
I'm just asking.
I thought he said across the entire season.
He is, but I was just going to go ahead and start going through the schedule.
Florida State, a big no. I'm saying if there's one team that's going to beat Alabama, because I really like, and I'm not just being an Alabama fan right now, okay? I really like what this team has grown into. There is one loss, possibly one at Georgia. I don't think it's going to actually happen this year. I think LSU. I think that this is going to be the revival of this rivalry. And I don't, again, we saw what happened last year. Jalen Milroe was the main reason to why this team won. This year, though, it's going to have to be straight up offense, defense, doing the best that they can to beat this team. But again, I think Alabama could run the table.
All right, Brandon, you wrap it up for us on this Friday, man. How's it going?
Well, I was sitting here trying to figure out if Joe was trying to be Mr. Mackey or Mr. Garrison from South Park with that whole cornbread thing.
Look, I have no clue where the voice came from. It just came out there. It's like drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Okay.
Now you just sound like Forrest.
That's right. Just go on down there and make all kinds of shrimp. You can make
life is like a box of chocolate.
My buddy Bubba was real good. Man.
He does a really good
dude,
Forrest
I'm
voice.
from Alabama. Like that should be embedded in you.
Bread?
This punishment is about as anticlimactic as Arn Anderson giving his spot as the enforcer to Kurt Hennig.
I do remember that. It was really kind of sad. Poor Kurt Hennig.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't have found a trash can to have gave it to.
No, there was somebody else. Like you could have done that. Like that's the only reason that I'm just kind of blown away by it, because outside of the tattoo gate that Ohio State had, and you can go back and look at the quote unquote scandals, all this stuff, the paying the players, we know that's been happening forever. We know that there's probably coaches that still do this and all that. But I'm just saying is if you actually get caught doing it, why, after all the evidence that you actually have, this is what you are determining that is going to be the punishment, where it's just basically a check that doesn't have as much money on it as it's supposed to, and that's really all there is.
Well, to me, I think they're missing something that I was with a friend of mine. He is the district attorney here in the county I live in. I was talking to him, and I brought something up, and he said, "Oh, you found the actual elephant in the room, huh?" The whole Matt Weiss thing, that he got fired at Michigan and got charged with aggravated identity theft and stealing naked pictures of people off of computers and all this stuff.
Oh, yes.
See, that dude was on the staff with some of these people.
Yep.
And he got fired and it went away, and everybody quit talking about that. And now everybody's talking about the huddle videos being stolen and all this other stuff. How does the crap that he did tie into this? And nobody wants to talk about that. This dude got gone, but I'm telling you, this guy, if he was doing all this electronic hacking, this dude had a hand in some of this stuff. And what questions did you ask about what he had to do with it, and where did it go?
Thank you. I feel like not enough people brought up this dude whenever this whole thing was going on, because it was just like a quick oh, and this is also happening as well. Here's the thing. The distraction is, while he was getting into these pictures, taking them from these players and these athletes, they're inappropriate. He's going to be gone. It's all right. That's taken care of. But Brandon makes a wonderful point. If he's able to access different accounts through these websites and all of this, what was he able to do through the film? That could just be a conspiracy, a game theory.
Maybe finding a playbook? If you can hack.
Exactly.
I mean,
you can do anything at that point. It could be like the movie Hackers.
All right, potluck coming up at noon. Hope you join us. No Tom Abraham. His heart's open right now on the table.
It's my dad.
I love you.
We are a championship school, and school is in session.
Makes the catch, makes them bang into each other, stays on his feet, breaks the tackle, scores.
Join us Saturday, August 30th as the Crimson Tide open the 2025 season in Tallahassee again.